like that. Fantasy literature, same small team over and over again. And Seska and I have become friends and we talk. Our platform of choice is TikTok. We talk in the messages behind the scenes on TikTok, but about director stuff. But yeah, I mean, she just made a post the other day that was, I'm not going to apologize for not treating authors differently. It doesn't matter if you've published 1,000 books or this is your first year writing. Author is an author, and a style of book is a style of book, and you don't get to gatekeep. And I was like, yeah, I just don't say it. I just don't say that on media. I mean, I would if I thought I needed to, but I think you kind of when you don't make the cut, and if you bother to come by the track, it'd be like me at not Conjuration at Metro Multiverse going, oh, I get it. That's why I didn't make the cut. I need to find the vibe. And that's very
Yep.
hard. That is very hard when you're going into a con, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We are here to start a show. Like to
Yeah,
hear
if you want to know more about what that conversation was and what was leading up to it, you can head on over to Patreon, patreon.com/wise_n_nerdy.
I wonder if we got a bunch of different leaks, like wiseandnerdy.com/fight club and just link it to Patreon. Social Fight Club. You don't talk about Patreon, just give us some money and shit. All right. I'll go with the old classic here. I think it is.
This is Wise and Nerdy, where fatherhood meets fandom.
Woo! What happens when Toys R Us kids grow up and become parents? They become co-hosts of the show where Kiki fathers unite to share joys, challenges, and hilarity of navigating parenthood. Because being a grown-up doesn't mean you stop being a fan. It just means your sidekicks call you dad. Let's get on! Woo! And Hugh brought the cocaine tonight. I see that.
Oh my.
Devo's in the chat early. Must have known we were yelling at him. We were yelling at him, but I mean to John in the Patreon sometimes. And then Hugh, who was just sleeping right here 2 days ago, is now in our chat. So, oh man, it's been a ride since last Thursday. Good thing we don't have like 3 co-hosts, because I might have been like, I still feel like podcasting anymore. I'm just gonna chill for a while. It has nothing to do with podcasting at all. Stop with put the Mountain Dew down. Put the Mountain Dew down. All right, cool, Joe. We actually have to make it through the show before you spaz out.
I've been looking for that trolley Mountain Dew. I haven't been able to find it.
It's all right.
You mentioned it a few weeks back.
Yeah, it's only in the 0, I believe. Which oddly enough, it's like I'd rather taste a sugared version of it. I think it'd be cool, but that is not what we call to talk about, sir.
I think the fact that it's trolley and it's 0 sugar is kind of off brand, but it is what it is.
Kinda, you would think, but yeah. But also, they also swap trolley gummy worms have a Mountain Dew flavor, but it's in the sour worms. I'm like, well, that's also not quite right, but sure.
It's not quite right.
But hey, happy All Hallows Eve.
That's right. Eve.
It's the night before the day. Random kid, what? All right. I'm gonna ignore the chat. They're going off on a tangent. What's the question of the week?
The question of the week is, which movie monster or horror villain would make the worst trick-or-treat chaperone?
Oh, yeah. I had the instant answer. So I want to hear, did anybody call in their speak pipes?
They did not, but I was talking to my kids about it.
Okay.
And they don't really watch a lot of horror. But they mentioned stuff like Kirby. Kirby would eat all your candy.
Okay, Kirby from Nintendo.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So, but yeah.
No, okay. Here's the thing, though. Kirby just regurgitates everything, or he turns into it. So, he would be like the good chaperone, because he would just suck up all the other people's candy and bring it home to you and just bleh right there.
There's a Kirby cartoon and he just eats everything, right?
No, that sounds dumb. I've played the game. Get with the program. Don't come with that weak, watered down orange juice crap, Joe. Bring the solid new Kirby cartoon. You know, there's a Legend of Zelda cartoon. Yeah, it's trash too. You don't watch cartoons for historical facts, sir. You play the games.
I mean the easy choice is Pennywise.
Maybe. Hugh says Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Look, y'all are. What about you, Joe? What's yours? 'Cause I think everybody's missing what I think is the tour de force worst trick or treat chaperone. Right? We're talking about taking the kids around, knocking on the doors and stuff. So, what is it that you would pick?
Let's go with Xenomorph. Does that count as horror? Depends
Yeah,
on which movie.
it's a monster. We'll call it a monster, right?
Yeah, monster. Let's go with the Xenomorph.
Man, you're. I think everybody's missing the point. Everybody's missing the point of this one. A xenomorph is just going to eat everybody. Freddy Krueger's just going to kill everybody. They're not going to chaperone your kid and lose them or whatever. So the two that I have, right? I have two. If you want to go fictional monsters, horror, bad things, that would be Slimer from Ghostbusters, because he didn't care about anybody. He just smashed through all the food, let everything messy. So he would abandon your kids instantly, ruin everybody's Halloween, and leave a huge mess for you, Joe, to clean up because it's your kids and your chaperone. The other one, how are we missing the obvious? Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, he'd be the worst chaperone for it.
Oh my.
I sat on that one for weeks. I sat on that one for weeks, man.
I knew you were gonna go with a bad uncle answer, but I thought you were gonna go Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, you go with I mean, Hugh knows the serial killers. They're the one that had all the kids in the wasn't even a basement. It was just a tiny crawl space under his floor. We went and saw his thing in the museum. I forget, but
oh man.
Yeah. So what did old KA say? What did she have?
She doesn't really do horror, so she didn't really.
Yeah.
Clearly random kid says Hunter Biden.
I didn't know if she was cocaine, but you says too soon on that. All right, John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, that would be a bad one. I mean, you would think you'd want the bad chaperone would be the one who would do something bad, right? Yeah. So I think if Freddy Krueger was chaperoning your kids, he'd ruin everybody else's Halloween. Because ultimately, there's nothing saying that they don't protect what they're supposed to protect. I don't know.
What's
overthinking a very simple question? I feel like.
What's the guy from the Saw movies? Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be a very good chaperone. Your kids might survive.
I think we're watching some of this stuff play out. So you want to build a ballroom? Yeah, I don't know. So, let's roll on to the next topic. What do we got, Joe? Nice. It's a night. I mean, we're in the wrong timeline. I'm telling you, we're in the wrong timeline. So it's gonna be a wrong timeline joke night.
Oh man! All right, let me do that. Well, that's a unanimous double ones.
What are you nerding about?
I'm not. I'm in this funk right now. Like I haven't gone to the movies in 2 weeks. I mean, I did take a road trip with Hugh. That was a lot of fun. I guess what I'm learning out about, because I couldn't think of it. This whole segment for me, you can interpret it how you want. Call it in, Joe, however you want to interpret it. I personally interpret it as like, what's the thing that really has you happy and excited this week? And it's. I'm not hitting anything in properties right now. The games are okay that I'm working on. The animes are okay that I'm working on. But I did get to play, and it got me inspired. What Lies Beneath is a choose your own adventure D&D style game, and Hugh brought it, and we went down to Savannah for a day and came back. So on the 4-hour ride, we spent about 2 hours playing these solo one sheet games. But when we were at the hotels, whatever night we were there, We spent a couple hours playing. What lies beneath that's a lot of fun because it truly is a book of choose your own adventure, but you have some dice aspects to it. You had to, I like doing a dex check. You actually stack dice up and you have to measure inches out, and you got to slide another dice and hit them, but not knock them over. So it
Okay.
just had some cool little aspects to it.
And where was this?
It's a book. It's called What Lies Beneath.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he just had it with him, and something and I think it's meant for one player, but we worked it out for two. Ultimately, at one point just started reading the stuff and letting him do, and then we took turns rolling the dice and different things because it's it is interesting because you actually pick up some equipment and you make notes on your sheet. And so if you get to a certain part of the book, it says, well, if you have this piece of equipment, you can try this. If you have this piece of equipment, you can try this. Otherwise, you got to do a dex check or a con save or what. I forget what that was. But
Okay.
yeah,
So kind of like a choose your own adventure mixed with D&D type of thing.
exactly. Yeah. And it also inspired me that it's been on my mind to try to do some kind of dad games. And that's been spinning slowly but surely in my head. And I think that might be an avenue of us coming together and uh roughing out something that fits the style of our show, right? He's like how to be a good dad, but there's fun choices, there's dumb choices, but I don't know. I don't know. I just saw the potential in it. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. Fun times.
I did not. I'm assuming this is some new anime. Yeah, we got an anime, which is the
Nope.
Wish Timo version of anime.
It's a book series.
Okay. So yeah, I did not do my Chad. Hey, give me a wrong answer. So the prison healer honestly still sounds like an anime. But
I mean, that's fair. I've done some anime with healers and whatnot, but no. This is a book series. I don't know if the Prison Healer is the first book, so I don't know. I actually don't know what the full series is called, but I finished it. I've talked about the Prison Healer once before, but I finished the second and third book the past couple of weeks, and it's very good. It's a romantasy. My wife listened to the first one, and she told me to give it a try.
is that a romantic fantasy, basically?
Yes.
Isn't that every romance novel?
Well,
I broke Joe for a second. I know what a romantasy is. But
yes,
I took you to a place you weren't ready to go. Fair enough.
I mean, you're not wrong, but when they say romantasy, they're talking about like magic and stuff with the fantasy part of it.
Yeah. Like a fantasy. Well, again, it's all fantasy. Like kings and queens and dragons and love.
Sorry, I had to buffer for a moment there with your statement. So in this world, there is magic. Some people have elemental magic. Some people have healing magic. But primarily,
It's been like a year since you talked about this, I want to say, because I vaguely remember
something like that, or 6 months, something. Yeah. Anyway, but it's other than anomalies, it's the royals that all have the magic. In the past, one of the first kings and queens of the country that this is based in, one had elemental magic and one had healing magic, and they ended up going separate ways because they had a falling out. And so there's this rebel group that is trying to put the descendants of the healing royal, that family, back on the throne, but the elemental family currently has the throne. The main character, her name is Kiva. It starts off with her in prison. You find out that when she was 7 years old, her dad was accused of associating with the rebels. He was an apothecary and used medicine to heal people. And
rebel scum.
Yeah. And so he was accused of talking to the rebels in the marketplace. And so the royal guard came and put her dad and her by association into this prison for life. They got life sentences, and a lot of this is told through flashback, because when you're there, the dad when it first starts off, the dad's nowhere to be found, and she is the prison healer. She's using what her dad had taught her about being an apothecary and making different medicines on her own and whatnot, and to heal people with with medicine, uh to be the prison healer. And because she is the prison healer, it helps protect her from a lot of the worst aspects of the jail. She is afforded some protection from the guards because, well, they need her skills if they get hurt, or if the prisoners get hurt and things like that. And so she's in this prison, and it's her struggles in the prison. A high profile prisoner shows up, and she's told to keep this prisoner alive, and there's a lot of drama, and she falls in love with a fellow prisoner, and it's a lot of fun. And so
what really hooked you? What was it that you were nerding out about?
The series as a whole, the author does a fantastic job of making you second guess your theories. So in general, I'm pretty good at seeing twists come, usually. But with this author, some of the twists I called early, and then she let it drag on and on and on to the point where, oh, I guess I was wrong, only to like, boom, no, I was right. But she does it in such a way that it's like, okay, all right, okay, like it was refreshing.
Okay,
and then there's other times where she completely blindsided me with a few things here and there, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, all right, huh? Blindside.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it was very good. It was as far as romantasies go, it was a cleaner romantasy. It wasn't full of smut. So if that's your thing, then this isn't for you.
Order smut. It didn't have a
no, but it was very good. Very well written. I liked it a lot. I do have a couple of gripes with some of the character arcs that I think should have gone in a slightly different direction, but overall, very enjoyable. I would recommend.
Gotcha.
So
that's something we should put into one of our talking points. I'm not sure what category it'd fall into. Is like, but have you ever considered writing something yourself? Because it's not easy, but for us being creatives, we can nitpick something in there. Like we were having a conversation on the Patreon recording about some Marvel movies and what we thought could have been done differently. And I don't want to get into it right now, but like what you said, like, well, some of the story arcs, I don't know where it fit, but we should talk about, have we thought about what it would take to write something or create something? Because that's not necessarily my wheelhouse.
See, I've got a lot of notes for a book that I would like to read. Yeah, my wife is zero smut. I don't read those types of books.
But her title is 07, so I think she reads 0.7 smut is in there. So I'll read that scientifically, mathematically speaking.
Oh, okay. Right. But yeah, no, I've got a lot of notes for a book that I would like to write. What I need to do is actually start writing it.
Getting motivation is the hardest. And Kelsi, have you read the Bible? Next section, sir. It's rated R, people. The Bible is rated R, my friend.
Yes. Well, I mean, they made The Passion of the Christ. It was rated R.
Never saw it.
My mom saw it. I never did. But I do. The main actor, I like a ton. Jim Caviezel.
He's all right. Yeah.
But, yep.
Diesel, Caviezel, Hoffenfesser Corporation.
He's a person of interest.
Roll the dice. Get out of here with that crap.
Well,
Wow, you did it
doubles.
again. You
If
know, if you do that one more time, you're
Time
going
for
to
a
jail.
commercial break.
All right, commercial break. We can do commercial break. Look, when I'm done reading my 0.7% smut fomantasy, romanta, whatever,
Romantic fantasy.
Fanta. Look, I really then need to go. No, that's not what I want to hit. I can't do all this at once, Joe. It's hard to do the jokes and the stuff. When I'm done hitting my 0.7% smut, I gotta go to Taco Bell and get that cleansing blast, baby.
They've got Fanta there.
They got Fanta there. That's right. And they got the wholesome black right out, Taco Bell. All right, we're gonna stop for a second. Patreon.com/wise_and_nerdy. I almost said daddy. It's like that's not right. Wise and nerdy with underscores in there. Come support your favorite daddies. And let's chill for a minute. Let's reset. Look, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a little daddy meditation here. All right, just breathe in for 6 seconds. Hold it for 6 and let it go. Do it again and let it go. Ah. There you go. Our commercial break is the only one in the industry that promises to refresh you, both mind, body, and soul. Between a Baja Blast and a meditation, you're going to be healed, baby. Also, we got another one of our episodes taken off of Spotify, so I've got to go figure out what songs triggering Spotify and fix that.
Those jerks. But you now that we've purged our inner grumpy cat, we can announce the question of the week upcoming. So for the November 20th recording, if you were transported into a D&D campaign as your current self, what class do you think you'd actually be?
And this is going to be based off of these standard classes?
Yeah.
5e, whatever. Okay.
Well, just any D&D class, but yeah. 5e is a D&D. Yes.
So, okay. So can I go to like Botched to pick one of their classes? I mean, I wouldn't want to do that.
I wouldn't take a class from Botched.
Yeah, probably
not. Now we do have a few speak pipes that came in from the one and only Devo site. Let's one of them we talked beforehand. We're going to save it for next week, but we've got 3 others from him. This one is titled Cape in the Mailbox. And I immediately think of Incredibles. No capes.
No capes.
John, you didn't go and get your cape out of the mailbox.
That is the weirdest thing I've heard you say. Go get your cape out of the mailbox.
This is private. Shut all the doors. Lock them out.
That's so good. Okay. All right. John is defining, putting a whole nother definition on audience participation for this show. That's I need more of that. Casey, come on, full run through. Just some little recordings of your life. A little sabotage in the car, a little cape in the mailbox. You know, it's wholesome voyeurism, right? You get to see a moment in the family that's fun. It tickles that part of the brain of when we watch entertainment, just seeing something different but connecting with it. That was really good, Devo. I appreciate that. That laugh was something else. I love it.
All right. This one is said, wife found some creepy babies on Marketplace. All I know is that little prophetic there, Hugh, saying old dolls are creepy.
So we went to the Paranormal Museum. If you look up Creepy Doll Museum Savannah, it comes up with the right name. I think it's a Paranormal Museum of Savannah. But Annabelle had made a visit, but my wife thought the doll was there, that he would like to see it. There's a lot of other creepy dolls and satanic toast. Like there's toast that the devil possessed. And yeah, I know. it was something else, but that's what we did. So he saw a lot of creepy dolls, and then apparently him and Devo have some kind of universal connection there.
So Luffy from One Piece gets his powers from eating devil fruit. What do you get from eating devil toast?
Cracker Barrel.
Explosive diarrhea.
I mean, again, if you're gluten intolerant.
Yep. All right. Well, let's see about these creepy babies.
Well, let me see your creepy babies. Oh yeah, those are. You're selling these?
$30.
I'm gonna make
Right
some holy
on.
water.
I mean,
I'll
those are.
seriously go downstairs and make myself some homemade holy water. Look at the recipe online for how the Vatican
Well, you remember,
I'll bless it. Do the
Hey,
whole thing.
you remember how to
Oh,
make
you
holy
boil
water?
the hell
Nope.
You boil the hell out of it. There you go. Holy water.
Ah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew. I was like, John's not gonna be that. It's too. It's like putting I don't know, man. Moth to the flame. That's what it was. Moth to the flame.
Yep.
Man.
All right. We've got one last one from Devo site.
Yes, go take them to your room.
Yeah, family.
No, not in front of Rocco. I just said I wanted Rocco to stay there.
What is he doing to Finn?
There's sickness. No, stop.
He's offending him.
Josh. Josh, I need you to leave the room. John, leave the room with Josh. You guys go.
Leave the room.
What's your show? Thank you.
John, I need you to shut the door, and I can't handle it.
His wife just kicks him out.
And yeah, you don't mess with Rocco from Sesame Street. That's Zoe's favorite little pet.
See, and I was thinking Rocco's Modern Life.
Because as we established in the pre-show, you're a bad dad.
Sometimes, but not usually.
Only when you tell those jokes.
Oh, my kids love them. Emotional
Do they?
damage.
Do they, or is it Stockholm syndrome?
Yep.
Yep.
That's why your kids love you, because Stockholm syndrome. They don't have anywhere else to go.
They're brainwashed.
All right. Should we go ahead and
Roll that dice.
Nope. No jail time. It's a 1 and a 3. So we'll go with number 3.
How do I?
What is our how do I tonight?
You put this one in here. How do I stay feeling young?
Okay.
That's a great question. It's a really great question.
It is.
It depends on how rich you are, I suppose. Did you hear about the super
No,
rich?
it's not bad dad joke time. I don't want to hear.
No. This is real life. For real life. Did you hear about the rich guy who, in an attempt to stay younger, was getting regular blood transfusions from his teenage son to help himself de-age, and he was spending his entire fortune on different ways to keep his body young, and apparently it was paying off. Doctors were saying that his body, while not literally getting younger, he had the physique of someone like 10 or 15 years younger than his actual age by doing all of these various things. But
well, that's not quite where I think I was going with
I suspected not, because that's a
like
bit creepier than what I suspect you were going for.
My problem lately has been motivation, and then I get tired like mid-afternoon with things. And I think I chalk some of it up to not being able to recharge. Like if I really stop and look at my calendar and things, like I go a lot. I stop very little, but that's been my life for a long time. I think, well, I mean, Hugh's kind of joking, but I think that's part of it. Hugh says dogs stay young by learning new tricks. And that is something I've always loved learning. And I personally feel my most energetic, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, when I was young, I could go 36 hours without sleep and still be on top of my game and then just crash, right? But that's that's still kind of a mindset in a energy push. I like learning, and I like just being with people, talking to people. Like I was very kind of down and grumpy today. Then Joe shows up, and here we are talking and entertaining and doing our thing. And I find that to be true. DragonCon. Most people leave DragonCon, they're drained.
Yep.
I mean, I'm physically tired, but I am energetically refilled because that's how I stay energized, is connecting with people, creating with people, being part of magic, those kind of things. What about you, Joe? I mean, what's something that helps you feel energetic, feel younger? I even feel rested. And Random Kid says answers more naps, and sometimes that absolutely needs to happen for sure.
Beating my kids at video games. There's no better way to feel young than beating my kids at video games.
You're instead of taking blood transfusions, you're taking little pieces of their soul.
That's right.
And transfusing it by stomping them into the ground.
My I think I mentioned it last week on the show, or at least during the pre-show, but you and I talked about it, how my oldest saved up and got a Switch 2. And with that, he got the bundle that has Mario Kart World. And so I've played that with them several different times. And I've beaten them probably about 60 to 70% of the time that I've played with my kids. And yeah, that makes me feel young. Rubbing that in their face. Eat my dust, kids.
Beating your kids? I mean, it is what you said.
Yeah. I did say if you clip it just right, out of context, I did say I stay young by beating my kids at video games.
A good thing you're in charge of the clips. Although I'm going to make you cut this one at 31:55.
Oh man, and I'm trying to do better about doing the clips. Charles and I have been talking a lot about different things to make our clips a little better, and Hugh talked about learning new tricks, and I've had a lot of fun trying different things and seeing what I can figure out to do with the video editing software that Devo actually bought for me. It's been a lot of fun learning that.
I think it is mindsets of life. You can define young as however you want to define it. I mean, I feel different than I look, if that makes sense. Like in my head, I feel like I look like a different person. And I think a lot of times I can match that, like from a video, like now, I maybe because I framed it a certain way, but how I look on camera is how I look in my head, and I feel energetic. I look energetic to myself. But then there was like a picture at my mom's funeral of me, and all I was doing was sitting down. I had no but I looked different than I thought I would have looked, and I didn't like that. So part of that is health, right? You do need to get your health together, and I need to get on that track. But part of it is absolutely just finding those things that energize you and stability. Stability helps a lot because I'm thinking about, man, when I was pulling 80-hour weeks, maybe not quite 80, but long weeks running the ambulance company, I could go and do and boom. And I would come here and I'd be like letting off steam because the pressure built up, but that energized me. And right now I feel like I'm kind of like one of those, I don't know if everybody grew up with this. When ESPN started going from 1 to 2 to 5 to 2000 or whatever ESPNs they had to fill it with a ton of content. So I got to see all kind of cool different things from around the world. And one of them was the logger. I think it's the logger competition where they do the acts where they chop down things. But one of the things is, I think it's from Canada, log rolling, where they try to knock the other person off. But you do a whole lot of motion and you go nowhere. And that's kind of where I feel like right now, like you're beating your opponent, right? That's really what you're doing. And I feel like right now my opponent is the universe. Like I going to the Bible, I'm wrestling the angel, and I ain't letting go till you bless me. And I can think about, okay, even though I was doing something I didn't love fully, running that company, having that stability of the paycheck will always be there. I know within this parameter, here's what I'm supposed to do. So even if I mess up, it's whatever. Lumberjacks. Thank you, Hugh. And now it's like I got this thing rolling, this thing rolling, this thing rolling. And even last night, Aaron's like, "How are we doing the finances?" I'm like, honestly, the money's coming in. We're paying our bills mostly. Like we haven't put back into our insurance account. We pay our insurance 6 months ahead, so we stay on top of that. So when that comes up, we pay the whole lump sum and so on. We've had to tighten up some belts, but we have paid our bills, and that's good. That's acceptable, but that doesn't. It's not stable, and that I think that's part of where I'm not feeling young
Yeah.
right now. Is when you're younger. If you think about, I'm thinking about my 13-year-old right now. He doesn't have a care in the world because he doesn't have a care in the world. He doesn't
Yep.
have a job. He doesn't have to pay the bills. He doesn't even know the real. I mean, it's not really even that much of a struggle we're going through. Honestly, it's just this is not the worst part of life I've ever been in. So it's just life,
Yeah.
right? But he didn't even
Yeah.
get
He's
that,
probably
right?
picking up on the vibes a bit, but he doesn't fully understand what's
Yeah,
going
maybe a
on.
little bit. And it's not like the older kids. They know. I mean, they went through a bankruptcy with us and having to lose our house and move and Rylan and Zoe were too young to kind of remember that. Um, but yeah, but not a care in the world, and that's part of feeling young is de-stressing, and part of de-stressing is I think stability and you having a routine of sorts, knowing what the next day has. I'm actually feeling really good because I'm starting to pack some things in to where I know, oh, I don't have to leave the house. And like today, I got to sit and edit videos all day, and it was good, you know. Um, I just need to get back to
Yeah.
that.
Well, and I think there's a lot of wisdom in as you age, keeping yourself active. Now, not everyone's going to be able to maintain physical activity, but even keeping yourself mentally active
Yeah,
can help keep you feeling young as well. Like I look at people at various ages, and I've seen them, and I'll compare two people that are the same age, and I'll be like, this person seems a lot older, and a lot of that is they just stopped doing stuff, period. Like they sit around, they might veg out on the TV, and that's the extent of their day. They're not they're not occupying their mind, they're not occupying their body, they're not active in either regard,
yeah,
and it really shows. Whereas I see other people who seem so much younger than what they actually are, and you see their activity level. Um, it this is mostly about physics, but it goes to do with the human body as well. That a body in motion will stay in motion, and I think that is a key to maintaining feeling young is to be active.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, that's one of the reasons I push myself to even get on the drums is I haven't, other than some minor walking, I haven't done anything active in a while. You know, it's just been go, 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 do, 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 sit and edit because it's where money, or sit and drive because where money is, or you know, I asked Ryland, I asked my son, he's very into fitness. So, hey man, I need you to kind of help me put together like a fitness plan. And I haven't got back with him. I think I was on a trip when I texted him that and whatever. He also has been learning guitar and different things, and he wants to do that. But we're hiding his birthday presents here in the studio. So I've been putting him off on that one. But that's an activity, right? Physical, both physical and mental. I haven't been as good as I could be on my Duolingo. Part of it
Mm.
is as much as I try to stay within my own thoughts and beliefs, other things leak in. And I heard too many times Bob Magoo say on certain panels and other people say, oh, like
Chilly
Duolingo's
today, hot
like,
tamale.
no, that's not, no.
You heard him say that way too many times.
Okay, that is true. Also, basically, him and other people, that's not the best way to learn a language. And, like, but I'm left going, but what is then? I will put some money into something if it will work. So I got off.
Clearly, put money into it. It's going and living in those countries. That's the best way to learn it.
Well, yeah, but I can't convince Aaron to do that right now. I would, dude. If I had my wherewithal right now, and money didn't matter, absolutely, I'd move somewhere in Japan. Let's just go go learn the language and do something different for a year.
You'd be
But
a giant over there.
Yeah, I've always wanted that shirt. I'm huge in Japan. You know? And then I want like I seriously want like one of my things to really hit, like Wise and Nerdy or whatever, to be like that, like I really am like a celebrity in Japan, but only in Japan. So I'm both huge and huge in Japan. But yeah, I gotta lose some weight too, man. I really gotta do something to get my act together. So I'm not happy. And I think that's part of feeling young is being happy. You know, if as I think about what I felt like when I was younger, I'd never thought about the energy levels or the anything. It really was I didn't know any better. And that's a bad turn of phrase because what we know now is worse. If you really boil it down in my life, and I only speak for my life, who gives a crap what the president's doing? I don't because it doesn't affect my daily life. Well, you should worry about something bigger. I do. I worry about my neighbor next door and the other person. And yeah, but there's nothing I can do about the government shutdown right now. So if I can share food, I share food. Whatever. I go community based. What do I care what some celebrity's doing? What do I care about this bad news or this good news or this? What I need to worry about every day is, am I happy? Did I move? Did I do enough today to dent the universe or to move the needle or to
Using
benefit?
your own sphere of influence for the
Yeah,
positive.
yeah. And I have a hard time with that because it's very easy to get into the grumpyville. And it's very easy to get worried about what other people are saying and doing. So that phrase, well, they don't know any better. I don't know. I know worse. And I want to stop knowing worse. I want to know better. Is what I want to know, Joe. So maybe I can't do Greek salads, but maybe I should do other salads. Let me tell you, everybody, Joe
Some
is
taco
serious.
salads.
When he said he was going to lose some weight this time around, I mean, he's done other things. He's always been serious, but he shows up with salad food that he likes. This isn't just I'm suffering. He really enjoys the food that he's bringing and eating, and he's come to a number of cons. His car has suffered, but his food has not. He has done very, and I admire that about you, man. It's you're knocking it out, and
Thanks.
I'm not doing horrible. Like I'm definitely making good, better choices on things, but I'm not making progressive choices, I guess I should say. And we need a daddy, not a daddy daycare. What do we need? Like almost like an accountability group in our chat or Discord. Because like Devo, every once in a while, I was like, "Hey, man, when's that music coming out?" And I haven't even started. And I was thinking, I was like, "How do you start? You just do it. You go." For me, literally, I have everything planned until Saturday. Saturday right now, I have nothing. And okay, that's usually when I do our edits and get published, which by the way, everything should be caught up on Patreon. And it definitely is for the podcast. So if you're one of our patrons, something's missing, let me know. But I believe everything is there. But I should go, hey, Saturday afternoon, I'm gonna spend an hour or two doing music and just and not letting anything get in the way, not letting anything be an excuse, just doing something with it. Because
Yep.
the universe is telling me what Dolly Parton say, "Pee or get off the pot." Great movie. Straight Talk, I believe is what that was called. Great movie. Because for the podcast listeners, there's 2 episodes missing out of the current roster. One's when we announced our I did was when we announced our logo. Apparently, whatever clip I played in there triggered some kind of algorithm, and Spotify bumped it. So I've got the Patreon version on Patreon. I can go re-download it and re-edit it, which I'm gonna have to do and have to figure out what music was. We just had another one trigger, and that means whatever's on my buttons, something's triggering an algorithm, like Joe's mentioned a few times. Senpai Gaming has said, hey, it's not him, something the algorithm will trigger. It could just be as simple as that. But if I make it myself, there'll be no algorithm triggering. Right. So all
Yep.
right, Devo. Why you taking
But you
shots
know,
at
where it isn't pulled from? If you go to YouTube, go to Wise and Nerdy on there. All
Okay,
the
yeah.
episodes are there.
There?
Just
Yeah,
saying.
that's something we have the YouTube video. I can always pull that. So yeah, yeah, but the point is, what I do, life, man, it's crazy, right? There's so many times I had so much time in my hands, but did not have the creative tools that I have now and the outlets that I have now. And I was dying for like I was just playing my video game one more time because I'd already done as much as I could in the podcasting world, as much as I could in the social media world at the time. I just had all this time on my hands. And now it's like I have all these outlets and creativity, and the time is not nearly as slow or in the biggest amounts as it feels like it used to be. And maybe that's what I really equate to feeling young is if I could go back, if I could turn back time, I
Okay,
would
fair.
find a way. All right, you got to go. it, it I work for myself, and in some aspects, that is the hardest, most demanding boss to work for because I always need to be making money. I
Yeah,
always
tell
need
your
to be,
boss to give you a raise.
you know, some PTO maybe, a couple of months vacation would be great. Um, I could easily let the inner me sleep when I was working for somebody else because okay, I got this stuff done, I got this stuff done, and that allowed me to take time to work on other things, do whatever. It's like the more I do, the more time I have to do it in. It's weird that way. But when I'm working for myself, going, okay, well, today, what do I need to get done is different. Um, so yeah, I really just gotta do it. What's so I'm gonna throw that to you, Joe, and I'm gonna throw that to our daddios. That's something I want you to call in on. What is a creative thing that makes you feel energized? Okay, let me take the creative out of it. That's just for me. What's the thing that you do that makes you feel energized, that makes you feel younger, that makes you feel alive that you haven't done in a while? That's what I want to hear from you. I want to hear from Joe now. And no, Hugh, it's not going out and being a serial killer. You got to keep that dark beast down.
Oh man. For me it's being creative, and that can take on many different avenues, whether it's being creative in, say, Minecraft, for instance, or and a lot of times it's creative with my boys. So they tell me all the time that they want to be a YouTuber, and so brainstorming different things. We've recorded the start of a Minecraft series like 3 or 4 times, and then they're like, "Oh, let's start a new world," and I'm like, "Well, we can't exactly release a Minecraft series if we keep starting new world. I mean, I guess we could
Unless you
try to
call it
find a way."
Minecraft Strange New Worlds.
But yeah, so we've recorded starting episodes, and it's we've never gotten past an episode 1 recording. And it's just we'll get there eventually. We've got a clever name thought up for it if we ever actually find a schedule that works for us to keep recording it. But yeah, having fun and doing creative things with my boys keeps me energized.
And you just this is easy advice to give, but I'm giving it to myself too. You just have to do it. You know, growing up, there's until I went to college, basically, there's at least one night a week that was family dinner night. You know, a lot of times that was gonna be uh not really Sunday lunch was gonna be it for a lot of times, but at least one night a week, you know, so on and so forth. Game night, right? Family game night. We're gonna sit down and play games. I know you guys had movie nights, like even if you had homework to do, you had to and I try to be respectful and give agency to my kids to have some freedom of choice in their life. But there's definitely a you know what? I'm gonna plan an hour. I'm gonna tell Oakland, hey, we'll do whatever. We can watch an anime together. We can play some music. We can play. He went and bought Borderlands 4, so that's an easy one. We can play Borderlands 4 together. Same with Crosby, same with Rylan Zoe. Once 1 hour a week, right? You just do it. And I'm not. And it's a lot easier to go, oh man, I wish I could, but I can. I could tell some of that free work, some of that build work to buzz off, right? Um, so I don't know. And Devo says that what makes him feel alive is trolling Charles. That is what that feels good. That's what works there. So but yeah, I want y'all to call it in. What and if you're doing it, great. And how are you maintaining that? You whatever it is that makes you feel alive. Sometimes it's people playing sports. It's whatever. And if you're not doing it, other than the normal excuses that get in the way. What truly is stopping you from doing it? So yeah. All right. I guess we have some dice to roll.
Oh. Or you can have a 2. You want a 6 or a 2?
Let's go 6.
Bad dad jokes.
Charles just ditched us altogether. He's like, I'm done. The show's over. That's okay. We will continue because we like our bad dad jokes, even if he doesn't.
I thought you
So,
forced me back on the air because that's what you
oh man. All right. This comes to us from KCJ. We've got 2 of them here from KCJ. I got an email explaining how to read maps backwards. It was spam.
Nope. Casey. See, that baby turtle would never tell a bad dad joke like that.
He would never.
Never.
Oh. And here's another one from Casey. Have you seen the dog bowl? No, but he's pretty good at skating.
Don't do the Muppet face at me. That's not gonna get me. You adopted the Muppets. I was born in the Muppets. All right.
Well, that's
And,
awkward. You come out spitting out fluff.
I mean, never mind. See, you're gonna get some Dragon Con night level jokes here if you're not careful.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and roll some dice. Well, there we go. Doubles. We're back to doubles. Double 2.
Go second.
Daddy, tell me a story.
This is you, right? Yeah. This is you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Tell me a story about introducing your kid to something viral from when you were younger.
My kids got smallpox shots. They're fine. See, that's how you tell a bad dad joke.
So this past week, my wife and I decided to introduce our boys to Charlie the Unicorn.
No, that's a different Charlie.
No, Candy Mountain Charlie.
Yeah, I was like, Charlie, this way.
We showed him that too, actually, the other day.
Yeah.
And so they've been running around for the past couple of days, quoting different parts of Charlie the Unicorn.
It's a Leopardon or whatever.
It's a magical Leopardon.
Yeah. Leopardon.
Yep. Oh, shun the non-believer, shun.
Carl, you killed him.
So we haven't gotten that far with them. We've only actually watched the first segment with them so far. But
the question is, how do you? So, what brought it up? What made you think of it? And then what did you do?
So we were talking about Halloween candy because they've gone to a couple of trunk or treats or whatever already. And so we're talking about how much candy they've already started to accumulate. So naturally that turned into a Candy Mountain reference. And they're like, what is that? And we're like, all right, we've got something to show you. And so we turned it on. And at first they're like,
what is this trash?
What?
Yeah.
And then we hear them laughing and they've been quoting it. And I'll be honest, it's one of those things where watching it in and of itself is only mildly funny. Quoting it is way better. And there's a few things that are like that. Like I put Napoleon Dynamite in that category.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite is way more fun to quote than it is to watch. Hot Rod. I don't know if you remember Hot Rod.
No, I did. It didn't hit me like it hit you. Like I kind of got to it, but I was doing other things. It was,
Yeah.
I think you were in that target audience at the time.
And so that's kind of how it's been with my boys. They kind of chuckled a little bit while we were watching it, but they've had a lot of fun quoting it along the last few days. And so yeah, it's been a fun time, a fun ride, and it's enjoyable seeing your kids enjoy something from that's nostalgic for you.
You know, we indoctrinated our kids very early. That's exactly what it was. It's, you know, put on the stuff we wanted them to listen to, put on the stuff we wanted them to hear or see. Rather, I already said listen to. So I made sure back in the days where you could rip DVDs and uh not rip them because I already have the DVD, but basically
Burn them.
yeah, I made burn DVDs of just different episodes of things, and so there'd be Animaniacs, and then there'd be something else, and because you know, I wanted my kids to at least try to enjoy the things that I had enjoyed at different ages, and yeah, we try to make a list of references because here's the rule in the house, like you do not wear a band T-shirt without knowing at least one song from the band, right?
Yep.
That goes with some of the you know, there's references and memes and stuff on shirts now, and so that just applies all the way through. And when I see my kids, you know, usually it's the older ones, come in with a new shirt that has some music, like, okay, stop. You know the rule.
Collaborate and listen. Oh wait.
Yeah, see, there's a reference right there. Go ninja, go ninja, go. Anyway, uh, uh, but like Hugh is here, and he and I bump movie reference all the time. And I started making a list of things to show Ryland because, like, oh, you are now hitting that cycle of, oh, let me show you where that reference comes from, and this and that. And yeah, I mean, my virality was more in movie quotes and TV shows like "Hello, Nurse." Than internet because I was there for the invention of the internet basically and all that comes through. And it gets reminded. So what's funny is things come around. Some things just last and they hit all the if when you're hit that target market age, it hits even though it's 10, 15 years ago.
Yep.
Steven Sanders is one of those prime examples. He started on Vine, which was 10 seconds, I want to say. And you go, he was all walking along the sidewalk, and all of a sudden there's not a snake, and everybody jumps and they laugh because you know that kind of thing.
Yep.
And he found his pretty princess, and the girl giggles or whatever. And he made a name for himself doing all that. And as the story goes, at this Dragon Con, Zoe, who is 12, was no, she's 11. 12. No, she's 12. She's 12 because Ryan's about to be 14. So yeah, she's 12. And she was wanting to hunt him down and find him. Like, how do you know who he is? Because it wasn't it didn't hit hard enough for me to make sure I pass that on to my kids because it was at a different age. But my kids were, you know, Crosby and Oakland kind of came in on the tail end of that. They got old enough and they did kind of like as it moved into YouTube and other things. Uh, but Riley and Zoe, like, how did you even I don't know, she just somehow came across his stuff, became a fan, tracked him down, and met him at Dragon Con as he was just an attendee this year. So sometimes
I didn't even realize he was there this year.
yeah, I'd seen some things like bubblings on the internet or in my socials or whatever that possibly he was there. But yeah, he and then I got to talk to him. So, you know, we had a cool little meeting and he'll probably be coming to Dragon Con next year. So, but yeah, the whole point of it is sometimes if you just raise your kids in the way you love to do things in life, they'll find things that fit that energy and that vibe, you know, and yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's what first I was like, how do you know Steven Sanders? That's what? Because not like yeah, there's a bunch of different ones you can name today. I just blanked on all of them, but it's not like he became a super mega star. But
Yeah.
apparently he did build up enough of a fandom that as he transitioned into doing some music apparently and doing other things and those 10-second skits, his audience went with him. And then grew other people, and that's really cool. Oh, that's yeah, so I don't know if your kids have done that. Could be church stuff, could be a Nintendo stuff, whatever. But have your kids brought something to you like, oh, hey, you know, this cool thing. You're like, that's been a thing since I was a kid, or you know, so have they surprised you with something like that?
Yeah. My middle child, when he got obsessed with Beyblades, and he still kind of is, I was like, yeah, no, Beyblades have been around for a long time, kid, decades. He's like, oh, okay. So did you have Beyblades? I'm like, no, I was poor. I made my own Beyblade out of Legos.
We call them pogs. We just cut the pogs up and try to stick them at each other.
Apparently, Pogs are starting to make a comeback, is what I've heard. But
Pogs are dumb. That's like Pet Rock making a comeback. Don't.
Oh,
It's
But-
digital pogs now. You have to hold it on the phone and flip it.
no,
People.
thank you. Tactile or nothing. He obsessed with Beyblades. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, we could play Beyblades. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, his obsession with Beyblades, but he has gotten so many of his little friends to join his obsession. So now he's got this group of preteens at church that are all talking and playing Beyblades a bunch. I'm just like,
So
all right.
is he basically started his own church club?
Well, no, he's starting his own church cult.
Cool. Okay. Okay. So you should name it the Beyblade Warriors.
He's got the makings of a cult leader.
I like. Bring him to Dragon Con, baby. Let's see the purifying fire and see if he has the cult leader.
That's like playing on easy mode. You can set up all kinds of cults at Dragon Con. A new cult pops up every year.
Yeah, actually, I was just on Mana Nui podcast with Blurredography. They do a joint venture online, and met literally one of the founding OGs of Dragon Con. And I'll let y'all go watch it, whatever. But we're creating a cult for her, and it's really cool. But yeah, Beyblade Warriors, that's free. That's yours to use, man. You can make all kind of cool BBW kind of logos, and man, you'd be awesome. So
Beyblade Battlers.
Sure, that would work too. Bob just asked me what a cult is, and also they offer to have a graffiti artist. Hey, the Warriors, man. Yeah. So a cult is like having a podcast that's popular. One day you'll see what it looks like. We'll show you. One day we're working on it. This is how cults start. Is the easiest way to explain it. But I'm ready to get onto my rant, sir. We have a parliament. We're ending with the parliament of papas. And I just wanted to be angry about something. But then you actually have something else of context or
yeah, so you wanted to rant and rave about DoorDash. You didn't give me any context. You just said you sent me a message that said, I want to talk about DoorDash this week. I was like, okay. I was like, do you want to talk about the controversy? And you were like, there's a controversy? I'm like, I see. So recently, a dasher, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
A dasher, she was given instructions to leave the food at the door. She took it upon herself to see the door that was partially ajar and to open said door. The occupant was passed out and in a state of undress.
Okay.
So she further took it upon herself to film said individual and posted on TikTok claiming that he had assaulted her by being passed out on the couch in his own house in a state of undress.
Yeah.
When she was told to leave it at the door. She then was had her DoorDash account locked by DoorDash.
Sure.
Apparently she wasn't told why for a while until this all started blowing up. And DoorDash told her that because of the TikTok, she was exposing customer privacy and violating customer privacy, and it went against their terms. And so she was let go. Her account was locked and she was let go. She So there's been all kinds of people talking about this situation. Some people defending her, some people saying, yeah, no, she's the one that was violating his privacy. He didn't do anything wrong because she just didn't follow instructions. Um, and last I heard, and I need to follow up to get more details, she is getting criminal charges pressed against her.
Okay. Interesting.
So so you have you done DoorDash before? Because I know you've done a bunch of different gigs. I don't know if you actually done DoorDash.
I don't know that no, I don't think I've done DoorDash. There was another one that was similar I did for a very brief time, but my son's
Uber
done a little
Eats?
bit of it. No, one that was even dumber than that. It doesn't matter. But my wife's done a little bit of it, but I think DoorDash is the devil. I think it's the worst thing to have happened to our society, period. And I'll get on to that. But no, I've not personally driven for them yet.
So in that situation, who do you think is the butt face?
Oh, the girl. Mind your own. That's the rule. Mind your own. It said leave it at the door. Well, the door's a little cracked. Mind your own. Did you hear bloody murder screams coming from the side? No, you did not. And I'd hope as a female driver, you'd run the other way and just call 911 because guess what? My name is Bennett and I ain't in it. You know, dude. Yeah, I mean, come on. And then to video. Okay, let's break this down a little bit. As a DoorDasher, I'm assuming we haven't gotten into this with anybody I've known who's driver. I've driven for Lyft. There's safety protocols. There's things for even me at 6'7" and I got, today's a good day to die kind of mentality. I still hit a button going panic button, send me the cops kind of deal. So I imagine they have protections in their app. Imagine they have I don't even have to imagine. I know for them to be a successful business today, they have to have a way for you to communicate up and say, this is a problem. This is what's going on. And yeah, shun the butt face. That's not quite the right accent, but yeah. You got to
shun the butt face.
You got to do Adventure Time. You got to show Adventure Time now. It's not a meme, but there's a lot of memes that came out of Adventure Time. It's a really good cartoon. And it's family friendly. Yeah, show them that. All right. Back to if you had okay, you said the door was slightly ajar and she pushed it open, whatever.
Yep.
That's wrong. Number one. That notwithstanding, I would imagine if you felt threatened because of this situation, then you would take pictures, not go in the house. That's straight up trespassing. The police cannot even do that without scrutiny.
Yep.
Oh, it's on the door cracked. But why were you there? I mean, So, but you don't put it on TikTok. You send it up, you report it through the app and let them, you handle it internally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Call 911 even and let the cops tell you there's no real law against that. And let me tell you, I have driven for Pizza Hut back in the day. There's some sketchy folk that answer the door. And it's not like they told me on the internet it would be. I'm just saying. But the point is, you don't post it on TikTok.
Yep.
To get attention. You got attention. You violated a whole lot of issues there.
Well, and then taking it to another degree of trying to label him with SA, with that assault.
Yep.
Yeah, that can ruin a person's life forever. And he didn't do anything. He was passed out. He was asleep. It's just,
look, I'm not, because I haven't been in a situation. I haven't looked into these things. But being unclothed, even in your own backyard, may not constitute a public indecency charge or crime or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
On private land, there's a lot of things
by your district and whatever. And there's probably some. It's like, look, the way my house is set up, I've got 3 backyards practically touching mine. The one straight behind me, you can't really see. There's some trees. The one next to me, they have an upper deck, so they can see everything that goes on in their yard, no matter the privacy fence is there or not. And then the next door, literally, we share a fence, and so I can see when they open their back door and let their dogs out if I'm sitting by the fire pit. There might be some guidelines and rules saying it's obvious you don't have privacy here. You can't just sunbathe, if you will, or whatever. But when you're in your own house, door open or not, windows open or not, I don't know that there's laws dictating that. And definitely the situation you described, that was not assault. He's from what I understand, you're saying he's passed out. Like, he got drunk, he got undressed, he passed out and forgot food was coming.
Yep.
Hot, whatever. So not so much a rant there, but yeah, she's the butt face. I mean, it's all you had to do is leave the food and grow up a little bit. That's it. Did you want to see it? No. Did I want to take a tour of DragonCon, leading the press around the blocks that is DragonCon in downtown Atlanta, to look over to see a homeless man doing things that we did not all want to acknowledge he was doing? No. But we sucked it up like adults, acted like it didn't happen, and we kept moving on.
Yeah, there's too many people who are trying very hard to be the victim, and I really dislike that. It hinders society as a whole when people play victim for no reason, in my opinion.
So here's why I hate DoorDash.
All right, yes, let's hear, because you're the one that wanted to talk about this. This was a tangent into the meat and potatoes of the discussion.
DoorDash is the butt face of the world. When it came around, it was ridiculous. They had to give away so many deals. They weren't in very many restaurants, and it's just a very, very bad business model. It is very bad for society, period. And I think that's one of the worst things to have come out of COVID is being normalized to order DoorDash. And here's why it's the worst. Not only would you get a standard, as a business should do if you're doing a service, an extra fee for them to handle that service for you, and this kind of tip and that kind of thing. So you're adding at least $10 to your order. And I think Aaron has delivered something as simple as like a Blizzard, from Dairy Queen, which is like $3 or $4. They paid ultimately $15, $16 to have it delivered. Right?
Oh man.
Here's how you.
I don't even want to pay shipping on my Amazon order, let alone
right,
my food.
Right. And it's like we were talking earlier about kind of living a better life, a healthier life to a point. Yeah, there's been a ton of times. In fact, it happened last night. Hugh was here. I'd been thinking about Arby's, whatever. Yes, I know. Joe used to work there all the time. He's got a little hat that sticks above his head, the oven mitt. Anyway, and I saw that they'd sent us. They're one of the few fast food places that still mail out random coupons, and they're decent coupons. And like, that's all I asked. Oh, do we get good coupons? And I was like, oh yeah, is that what we're doing tonight? And it got to a point where she's like, so are we doing this or what? It's like, I'm not going to get it. I've been drinking with you. There's no way I'm leaving the house. And this is how you live a healthy life. She ultimately decided it was worth going and get. And she went and got food for everybody and brought it back. But that's the decision you have to make. You know how many times I've been like, seriously, I'm not even working in a fake commercial. Oh my God, I really want to go for Taco Bell right now. And then I go, are they open? Yes or no? Some places will, especially out of COVID, some places will close earlier. Taco Bell's now getting up to the police sponsor. Taco Bell's getting up to that 2 a.m. thing. But are they still open? A lot of times it's like, oh no, they close in 10 minutes or whatever. Okay. Boom. Didn't eat junk food, didn't spend money I shouldn't be spending. Or then the next question is, yeah, they're open, but do I really want to get my shoes on, get in the car, drive over there and get it? And then, nah, it's not worth it. Okay. So again, because it's always spending money that I really shouldn't be spending and eating food that at the times I'm eating it, I really shouldn't be eating. And there are people who'd argue you should never eat some of the food that we eat. But DoorDash, you should, and my God, the leakage of money that people have. It has become normalized. In the office that I ran, there are a few ladies that work there that every day, Monday through Friday, they come to work 8, 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, there's a dasher knocking on the door with a singular coffee and a donut. Sometimes there's a couple coffees for people. But I'm like, you just bought a $5 coffee for $15. Why? You could have just,
Yeah.
you know where Dunkin' Donuts was from the office? Down the street, like a block away. A block away. Just go, we're not that
Yeah,
hardcore.
just go take a smoke drink or a smoke break.
Yes. Right. But every day, my son was like, "Oh, I dashed something to work." I was like, "Don't they give you?" Oh, yeah, they give us like a 30-minute, an hour break. It's like you literally can walk across the street to the food you dashed. What are you doing? Now, the flip side of it is the work environment. I have not met anybody who's happy working it. Everybody is, in my opinion, ignorant. Well, that I've talked to. Okay. Let me rephrase. The voices that I have specifically heard complaining about it are the type of people who don't take responsibility for their life. I talked about earlier how I felt like I was on the log and it's spinning. But I'm taking responsibility for choosing that log because I could go get a job right now, but I am working what I want to get. And I take responsibility for that. So I'm not going to complain if I go take a Lyft ride because I drive for Lyft. If I go do a Lyft ride and I get paid $5, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain that they didn't tip me. But most people I've talked to, including my son, Oakland, who aggravated me, he's like, "Yeah, it's just kind of not worth it. It's only like $3 here and this." And then I've seen the videos of dashers, which tips are not mandatory. And DoorDash apparently pays for delivering food, pays very little compared to like driving Lyft or something else, right? Because I had somebody say, "Well, it's like $3. I'm not going to go get that for $3." But that's $3 more than you had. If you keep stacking that, and maybe when you went out to pick it up, you'd get a couple more popping up. You could do things. Oh yeah, you don't want to use a big jacked up redneck truck to do this in, dummy. You want to use a little car. Don't DoorDash if that's a real story.
Well, and I mean, this is a little bit of a tangent, but
Yeah,
Devo and I, when my car broke down last time, we got an Uber from the mechanic back to your place to get Devo's car.
sure.
And we were talking to the woman that picked us up, and we're like, "Oh, are you gonna go and do Uber downtown? Because it's gonna be a busy weekend with Dragon Con and games and stuff, and the game and stuff." And she was like, "Oh no." She's like, I didn't even know that was happening, but thanks for letting me know because now I'm gonna avoid downtown. I'm not messing with that.
That's your jam. Erin doesn't like to go out of Conyers either. She likes to keep her down Conyers Covenant. I don't mind. Yeah, that's not even what I'm talking about. Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. I get it. But if you were to complain about, I don't get enough rides, but then you won't go where the rides are.
Yeah. I was just like,
yeah,
I'm thinking clearly she doesn't have the hustle mentality because a lot of people, if they've got the hustle mentality, they'd be like, "Ooh, thanks for the tip. I'm gonna go downtown and make bank."
Yeah. And you absolutely will because the rates are anyway. So I've seen all the videos of the dashers on door camera. Like you went and picked it up and you came to that person's house to throw the bag at their front door because you didn't give me a tip. One tip comes after, but you can do it now early. And people, if you want your food, you better put a stupid tip in to get your food before you order it because but tip should come. But also, you aren't owed anything. The owing is in I paid that extra $10 to $15 to have it delivered to my house. That's the payment. And if they're not paying you enough, there are a million other apps to drive for. There are a million other ways to do money. So that mentality kills me. Now I see the mentality. I've seen the videos, the documentation of the lowest of the low, right? The scum of them coming in because you're supposed to, once they say your food's ready, from what I see in the videos, you're supposed to mark it picked up, show them that you marked it picked up, and then you get the bag. Well, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, cool, thanks," and they'll take the bag, they'll go to the car, and they'll cancel the order, and they'll keep the food. And like I saw a couple of those, and then, of course, I got the cops involved. But so there's scams. All right, I'm still waiting for my overpriced food. Now, on top of the extra fees that should be there because it is a service, which is not necessary. You don't freaking need it. we have found, and it's been proven over and over again, the prices on DoorDash, not always, it's not a rule, but most of the time, in my experience, let's say you're ordering, again, we'll use Taco Bell, and I'm going, I want the Lux Box deal, which I happen to know is $8 for the one that I get, plus tax. It'll be $10 on the app,
Yep.
$12, plus those extra fees.
Well, and I suspect the reason for that is because DoorDash historically has had issues with not paying the restaurants.
See, that's a problem, man.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
so
very bad
there's a
business.
lot of restaurants that will have delisted themselves from DoorDash, will refuse DoorDash orders
Yep.
because DoorDash hasn't been paying the restaurants.
Yeah, there's definitely those issues, and then you see the dehumanization of things where um, I'm not going to get off on people not speaking the language in this country. It's not about that necessarily. It's you're an immigrant. You do what you got to do to provide for your family, but I do think there's a sector of the people who come from other countries that pretend like they can't speak English. Not a lot of it's not the rule, but in the lowest, just like it's not the rule that people steal the food for DoorDash. It's not the rule that they throw stuff at your door. The scum. They'll just come in and they'll cut lines and they'll shove the phone in the person's face and they'll just say DoorDash. And I've stood in a building multiple times like, dude, I'm about to smack you and see if the cops take my side because shut up. They said the food's not ready. The Apple tells you the food's not ready. Stand over there where most places have a DoorDash place for you to stay.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of people have, a lot of restaurants will, especially fast food, will have a specific section for DoorDash orders to be picked up.
I just think I don't see the necessary good in it. Now I'm open to it. I'd love to hear those stories. You can email us, show at wise and nerdy show, WNN show at gmail.com. I'll get it.
Eventually,
WNN
it's one of those things.
Of course, you can do the speak pipe, call dad. He's putting all the stuff up there, wiseandnerdy.com/call dad. Because I can promise that I think there's always the exception that proves the rule. There's ones like, okay, yeah, obviously that was a need case type of deal. But I can promise you, you give me a minute of hearing your story, I can find alternatives to have helped you. One of them being plan ahead. The second one being suck it up, buttercup. You're not going to get your midnight taco right now. It's just, I don't know. And Hugh, he got mad. I think he got mad. I may be mixing up stories, but he was talking about how, you shouldn't come through the drive-through and order for all your family. You're not ordering like 10 pieces of chicken, this and that, the other. You go inside. And to that I say, you, Hugh, are the butt face. I can order my family food through the drive-through if I want to, but by God, no DoorDash in this house. Oh.
Oh man. Yeah.
Midnight tacos. No, it's not random, kid. All right.
But I mean, if you're ordering for your whole family, most fast food places are just going to say pull ahead while we get your order ready.
Yes, it's big orders, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you, but it's the I don't know. There's so much negative in door dashing and any of that stuff. That instant delivery stuff is like there's no offsets. It's just you can't make a good living at it. You're burning way too much money on food that you shoulda, woulda, coulda, whatever. We can argue that all day long. Don't judge me, whatever. Sure, get your freaking Big Mac meal. I don't care. But why are you paying $15 more than you had to if you just would get? And in most cases, DoorDash is in city type areas like mine. And within 5 to 8 minutes, I can be at pretty much every fast food chain you could think of right here to go get whatever I wanted. I think Erin took maybe 20 minutes the other night, but she ended up ordering extra food and it just took a minute, whatever. They were slow. Yeah. But so you're talking about a 30-minute at most round trip from the house to come back with all the food. But no, instead I'm going to spend, an extra 10, 15.
And it's going to take about the same amount of time for them to deliver it, if not longer.
And then you run the risk of having issues. and then you run the risk of pissing off your dasher because you didn't tip them, then you actually run the real risk of the police delivering your food, because I've seen those videos too where they arrested the dasher and showed up with the food at the house because the DoorDasher got arrested for DUI or whatever, which is, oh my God, that's scary. Let's not do that.
Follow these nerdy dads on social media. Charles at Rock God of Podcasting, Joe at Joseph_Ard. Check out the website, wiseandnerdy.com. And as always, they may not be your father, but they'll always be your daddy.
Shut up, Mike.
Shun the butt face, DoorDasher. Shun.